Hello and welcome, Universe Mode. This is ECW. We are back. The new era, the new week continues on with the new rosters, and it is going to be a very interesting evening here tonight. We're up first, of course, living dangerously just over a week away. Plenty of reason for us to be a little bit concerned heading into that pay-per-view, but tonight it is going to be a very big night with a very big main event coming up for us here. Number one contender match, six-man battle royal, Triple H, Randy Orton, Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, Drew McIntyre, and a sixth guy who I'm not telling you. But before I can continue on with anything else, I'm off to the ring because I got a piece I need to say. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ECW. We are here, a brand new roster, a brand new period, but the same man at the top of this very fine roster. Seth Rollins is still our ECW champion and leads in the new era of the A-Show. Adam Cole and Rollins tore the house down at WrestleMania, and as a result of it, I couldn't be more proud to call them ECW superstars. However, it's not about the past. We have to look forward to the future. We have to look forward to next Sunday with Living Dangerously. It's a chance for all the new faces around here to make a name for themselves, and a chance for the familiar faces to show they deserve to sit on this brand. That being said, I do have some big matches to announce for that pay-per-view. At Living Dangerously, there will be two title rematches. Firstly, Hiromu Takahashi will get his rematch with Mustafa Ali for the Cruiserweight Championship, and the Four Horsemen will get their rematch against the Wyatt family for the tag team titles. As for tonight, there will be a huge six-man battle royal, and the winner will meet Seth Rollins for the ECW Championship. We know of five. I'm keeping the sixth silent until later. Finally, I want to say my piece on recent discussions about the depth of our roster. While we may not have the names like Kenny Omega, Brock Lesnar, or Kazuchika Okada, what we do have are the greatest wrestlers on the planet. Our roster isn't about the here and now, it's about the future. I trust my roster, I trust my guys, and I hope you will trust them with me. Thank you very much. Enjoy your evening. Well, I was about to continue talking about what I had to say a little bit, but it seems if Chris Jericho now has walked into the ring and taken a microphone on. I'm not even sat down yet, I'm still watching on. Here we go, now I'm in my box. So, Jericho, talking about WrestleMania, it would seem, and about the difficulties for the Horsemen, the loss of the tag team titles, and then, of course, the loss of Roderick Strong to SmackDown Live as a result of the draft last week. Jericho saying that nothing will change what happened, but they are not going to sit there and cry. They're going to take matters into their own hands. As soon as the very next match, there is a new member of the Horsemen coming into town, their new enforcer for this new era of Universe. Are we ready to see what the Horsemen have got coming up for next Sunday? The Horsemen are still alive, and the Wyatt family are going to learn that to be the case. So to the new Horseman member, come on down and make yourself present. Jericho with a big announcement there. There's a new Horseman member in town, and he says he's up next. This is going to be a very interesting one, if I think it is who it's going to be. Will it be? Yes, it will. the newest member of the Four Horsemen, Katsuyori Shibata, the wrestler, joins the Horsemen. That makes it Jericho, Shibata, Apollo Crews, and One Lorcan. Since the Horsemen was formed so long, 2 years ago now, I think the only surviving members are Jericho and Crews. I believe I'm right in saying that. There are honorary Horsemen, no doubt, of course. Roderick Strong becoming the newest one, but you have guys like Rich Swann, who's no longer in this universe, making a path for himself outside of it. Baron Corbin, of course, is another one. He's back on ECW under the D.C.C, and we'll be seeing him in action later on this evening. But as for now, as for the here and now, the Horsemen just got a fine talent added to it in Katsuyori Shibata. That is a big steal, or a big name rather, for the Horsemen to grab from the ECW roster. Didn't look at the new people. Didn't look at those who had come over in the supplemental draft or anything like that. They decided to stay close to their chest and make the move with the ECW superstar Katsuyori Shibata as he starts things off here. He starts off his tenure as a Horseman against Brian Kendrick, Lana, and Rusev at ringside, of course, a part of greatness. But this is all about Shibata right now, proving his worth as a member of the Horsemen, showing that he deserves to be there. Before WrestleMania, Shibata picked up a big win over Kenny Omega, and that may have been a tipping point for why he could have been seen to be a future member of the Horsemen, or why Jericho decided he was the one who he wanted to make the pounce on after losing Roderick Strong to SmackDown Live. We hope the very best for Roderick Strong, of course, and to everyone who ECW lost in the draft, along with the supplemental draft, to Kenny Omega, Kyle O'Reilly, Jay White, Naito, Andrade, Roderick Strong. God, we lost a lot of names, didn't we? Yeah, I wish everyone the best of luck. It's a dog-eat-dog world out here. I'm still feeling confident in our ECW roster. Big brain buster there by Shibata, meanwhile, as he stays on the money right now. Staying on Kendrick. And oh, the wrestler trying to play a little bit cocky, it seems. Always got to enjoy seeing that one. Wrenching on the arm right now is Shibata. Working it over here, working down Kendrick. Of course, the weight advantage was one for Kendrick, but taking on a wrestler who he, of course, shares no similarities with, is also going to be a tough draw for him. Big shot in the gut there, by Kendrick. Nice dropkick follows up. It's a big opportunity for Kendrick in his first match as well. It's Rusev on the outside, trying to help out his tag team partner. Sliding in a steel chair. Shibata, though, might not give him the opportunity to. Countered the dropkick and just throws Kendrick to the outside. Shibata feeling awfully confident, looks in the eyes of Rusev for a moment before continuing on with his attempted offense on Kendrick there, though. Coming to an end, Kendrick in with a counter. Suplex maybe, up in the air. Good stop there from Shibata. Simple knee in the head. Shibata turns around. There's a sleeper for you. Sleeper hold locked in. Kendrick can't make the ropes. Kendrick fades. Shibata wins. Welcome to the Horsemen. Shibata, your winner in his first match as a member of the Four Horsemen. And all of a sudden, the Horsemen look as strong as ever, despite what has happened over these last few weeks. Shibata victorious. There is a strong, strong future for the Horsemen in ECW, there's no doubt about it. Can Shibata help them towards the tag team titles? Bray Wyatt! Bray Wyatt with the jump! Let's Shibata! What? When did Shibata completely caught off guard? Wyatt catching everyone off guard. Wyatt has Shibata now. The kiss of death. Sister Abigail. Wyatt plowed Shibata. And a warning sent to the newest member of the Horsemen. My goodness. Shibata only goes a few moments before he is introduced to the Wyatt family. Bray Wyatt with Sister Abigail planting Shibata as we get things underway on ECW. Oh, things are already lining themselves up towards living dangerously. There's no arguing that. Coming up next, though, tag team contest. We already know the tag team match, but it's nice to get some new talents out there, and that's what we're doing here. People wondering who the people we traded, who we got for trading Tyler Breeze. You're looking at it. I wanted these two guys. I wanted a tag team, and I got them. And I'm glad with my pick, to be honest. That being said, these guys finally emerge on ECW to go along with it. As proud as I am of getting Heavy Machinery as a trade for Tyler Breeze. You've got to remember, yes, Tyler Breeze has he has a great name going for him. The world titles, the Royal Rumble win, but Breeze never succeeded on ECW in the ways that he should have. He just didn't fit with the mold. And as a result of that, I didn't want to try and fork out a huge pick from the Raw General Manager, because it would have been probably a contract negotiation, or a discussion rather, that would have never had a successful outcome. And I'm proud of what we got. I'm happy with it. And as a result of that, I think there's no reason why I should worry about getting Heavy Machinery. Like I said at the top of the show, this is about progressing towards the future. I don't want to stay in the present. And I don't want to look to past names either. I want ECW to do what it's been able to do for a very long time, and that is make its own names. I know we can do it. And there's no reason why we shouldn't. So here we go. We're starting things off here with these two tag teams in action. You can say whatever you want about my opinion. At the end of the day, my opinion is mine. Your opinion is yours. My opinion is greater than yours because I'm the ECW General Manager. I know that sounded confident, but at the end of the day, I have every right to be confident. I manage the A show. I am partially a reason why this show is so good. Nevertheless, it's Daniels and Corbin for the D.C.C. Sabin on the outside. Daniels in here. Oh my God! Powerbomb right on the apron from Daniels to start things off. Otis Dozovic completely obliterated by it, and a moonsault. Daniels sacrificing himself to hit it. Corbin on the inside trying. I don't even think he was trying to intervene there. The referee just kind of stopped the count for no reason. Back in the ring we go now. Corbin in with a hard strike. And now it's Corbin and Dozovic starting things off here. You can see how hard that apron powerbomb affected Dozovic though. Already Tucker Knight squirming to get the tag in, and he will. Big tuck in off the tag and caught with that big boot from Corbin right away. Counter kick in the gut from Tucker. Good clothesline as well to go along with it. Heavy Machinery, of course, came over from Raw in the trade for Tyler Breeze. Like I said, I'm not looking to look for past names. I'm not looking to look for names of the present. I want to look at guys. I want guys who we can look at a year and a half from now and go, he was made on ECW. Guys like Johnny Gargano. Guys like, even on the British Empire side of things, like Drew McIntyre. I want us to look at those guys and say, that was a guy made by ECW. I want to be proud of those guys, not happy that we got a Kenny Omega or someone like that in the draft, or CM Punk. There's no reason why we should stagnate. There's no reason for ECW to come, or any roster in this universe to stagnate and go back to using the same stars. You've seen it in the past. That doesn't work. You've got to make your own stars, and that's exactly what this era of ECW is all about. Making new stars. I have said it time and time again, and I will say it once more. There is going to come a time that Seth Rollins will no longer be the ECW champion of this brand. When that happens, there needs to be stars to replace him. And it's pointless going to the well It's pointless going to get guys like Brock Lesnar, like CM Punk. Because yes, they're big stars, but they're not going to be able to help things out 2 years from now. I want guys who can carry the weight of ECW for years to come. Meanwhile, Christopher Daniels making one hell of a statement in this match now. Suicide dive to the outside to Tucker Knight. But in conclusion, to my point, you can say whatever you want about ECW. You can try and give it a bad rep and say we aren't the A show anymore. I guarantee you, a few months down the road from now, whenever Rollins loses that belt, be that a few months, be that a few years, who knows with Rollins, whenever he loses that title, the people to replace him, because it will need to be people, you're going to realize I was right all along. And this roster is still the best roster in this universe. And if you want an example of that, I'll show you later on tonight in that main event. Tucker Knight fighting out. And that Koji clutch there, hitting one devastating double-handed choke bomb, looking to make the tag back into Otis, and he makes it. Otis Dozovic coming in off the tag. And for these two men, chance to continue on where they were with things. Tag made. An Irish whip, double back elbows, so a few of them last night of SmackDown Live. Christopher Daniels going to be looking for the Sabin Eliza there, not going to get it. Oh, sorry, Baron Corbin looking for the Sabin Eliza rather, not going to get it though. Fought out of it did Otis Dozovic, good work from him there. Otis now, and Tucker looking to connect big. Oh, right into Baron Corbin goes Otis, and now the compactor down on Corbin. Daniels distracts the ref. Count can't be made. Count couldn't be made for a long time. Corbin could have been done for. Daniels makes the save. Another cover made there. I think Tucker realizing though he's not going to get the win so long as Daniels is in the ring. Russian leg sweep. Down goes Tucker Knight. Both Knight and Corbin down here. Anyone's match right now. Feet first, and oh, big suplex to Daniels, getting revenge for Daniels' actions throughout this match. Gut wrench toss though from Corbin. The big man trying to take care of things here. Returning to ECW, he's had success before. Look at this from Tucker Knight, spinning him around. Front face lock. Front face lock swing. And Knight, along with Heavy Machinery in all fairness, are doing a damn good job in this match of showing why I traded for them. Arm lock, belly to belly there to Corbin. The D.C.C. never really were able to hit their full stride on SmackDown Live. And they're struggling to hit it right now. If this is the D.C.C. that I remember from NXT, they should have won it. They should have won by now, but they haven't. I thought Otis was going to fly there. Seems not to be the case. Corbin is in trouble, though. I never thought I would say this, but Tucker Knight and Otis Dozovic have contained Corbin. Daniels has been the worrying talent in this match. Daniels has been the one standing out. In the corner goes Tucker Knight. Big clothesline there from Corbin. Corbin, though, wants to stay focused. Wants to try and end it. Sabin Eliza backbreaker to the leader, Chris Sabin. That move goes. And Baron Corbin with one of his own. End of days from Corbin. Cover made. There's 2-0. Dozovic taking out the referee. The match could have been over right then and there. Dozovic took out the ref. More than likely, that would have been a 3 count. As a result, this fairly chaotic tag team match continues on. Dozovic wanting back in there. Tucker Knight, though, getting up to his feet instead. Corbin, I would think, was, if he couldn't get the pin there, he would have probably wanted to tag out, but Daniels is outside of the ring as a result of Otis. Here we go, tag made. Double boots into the face of Tucker Knight there. This crowd is not best pleased with the D.C.C being in control. Counter by Daniels. Drop kick again. There's an open wound on the face of Tucker Knight, and Daniels, I think, is taking full advantage of it. Counter, though. Oh, look at this. Corbin getting involved. Choke tossing him to the outside. You always have to remain weary because you never know what the D.C.C might do. Corbin throws him to the outside. Daniels now. BME. Best moonsault ever. Cover is made. Dozovic is gone. The D.C.C win in their first match on ECW. It took everything those two men had, though. Heavy Machinery showed what they're about, showed why they're a tag team for the future. But as for the right now, we saw it there. D.C.C taking business into their own hands and victorious. Chris Sabin has led that faction now for just over 2 years. Daniels has stayed by his side, and with Corbin back on ECW, there is plenty, and I do mean plenty, that could happen with this group on this brand. Very interesting evening thus far, already plenty to talk about, and up next, yeah, it's the turn of the new ECW television champion. It is my living nightmare. It is Coren. He stands at the top of that ramp with the Clockwork project either side of him, and he is no longer an outsider. I'm sure Coren will have plenty to say about it, and it wouldn't surprise me. Yep. Coren's... This is a sentence that I never ever wanted to say, but I have no choice but to say it. Coren's an ECW superstar. He signed to ECW. I had to sit in a room with him during the week, or during the weekend rather, and work out a contract with him. It was by far and away the worst thing I've ever had to do as general manager. This man does not embody ECW. This man is everything wrong with professional wrestling. This man is vile. This is by far and away, like I said, he's my living nightmare. He is by far and away one of the worst people I've ever encountered in my life. I don't even know if I would go as far as labeling this guy a human being, because human beings have some kind of soul to them, some kind of emotion to them. Coren has none of that. He does as he pleases, whenever. It's sickening. It's vile. Hate this man. Absolutely hate him. I'm enjoying watching him get beat up now, funnily enough. Oh, never mind, he's gone. Of course, Coren won the television title from Jay White at WrestleMania. White was in trouble after it, I will say. Obviously, I didn't get to talk about it with him because we had WrestleMania, which I was on commentary for all evening. Then we had the week off, and I literally mean we had a week off. I didn't even talk to Seth Rollins in that week off. That tells you how significant the week off really was. And then, of course, we came back. It was draft week, and by the end of Raw, Jay White was no longer an ECW superstar. It wasn't my business to discuss with the Switchblade about WrestleMania. That was in the past. That was no longer for Jay White. But what is the here and now is that Coren is the ECW television champion. And this match is about to be over for the newest member of ECW. Clock strikes 12. And this one is all she wrote. Rolls him over. Cover made. Coren into the count. You can count to 100. He's won it. Coren, your winner. No surprises there for the ECW television champion. That is a sentence fact that not only does he hold another title in this universe, but the fact it's on ECW. It's horrific. It really is. The match is over, and oh god. Here we go. Coren putting the boots. And this young kid even more. No remorse showing from the champion. Doing as he pleases. And now, oh yay, everyone's favourite part of the evening. Coren grabs a mic and chats his big fat mouth. Hooray. Yeah, it sure is, huh? Time for him to be alive. ECW Television Champion. Officially a member of the ECW roster. The most lucrative contract in the history of this universe. And sadly, he's right. He got what he wanted. He got the Clockwork project. He got the television title. Not for a second, though, am I in the palm of his hands. If that were the case, he'd have no hands left. I'd have eaten through them. But he wants to make a statement as ECW Television Champion, and at Living Dangerously, he wants to fight anyone who will dare take the title away from him. He's holding an open challenge, basically. The next guy to come through that curtain will face him for the title at Living Dangerously. Who will it be? Oh, beautiful. You wanted a fight? You wanted to try and beat someone up? Is that what you wanted, Coren? Oh, I dare you to try and beat this guy up. I dare you. The bodyguard of ECW, the man with the worst personality in the world, Minoru Suzuki, accepts Coren's challenge. And these two men are going to battle for the television title. Right now, they stare down. A week before their title match, Coren flinched. Suzuki got one over on him. Suzuki broke Coren. The champion flinched. Suzuki already playing the mind games. Already got one up on the prick. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Coren flinched to Suzuki's mind games. Suzuki got one over. Yes! Do it next Sunday. Only hit him in the face. Again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. And then drive his head into the mat. That's 5 or 6 times just for the sake of it. Just for our own personal enjoyment. And then Minoru Suzuki can be the television champion. And we'll all be happy. Nevertheless, moving on this evening, another match between two new signees from the draft, a chance for them to showcase their talents. Hirooki Goto to go one-on-one against Kofi Kingston. A week ago, this could have been Raw vs. SmackDown in the draft. Now, it's ECW. It's a match on ECW. I'm not going to lie, I'm glad I got both these guys. We had Goto from the supplemental draft. I traded for Kofi Kingston. I'm trying to remember who I traded. My apologies. Oh, it was a pretty, I would argue it was a trade I won. Pretty sure Drew Gulak was the one I traded for. Gulak never really could make it in the Cruiserweight division. That's not meant as offense, he just kind of wasn't there. Kofi, on the other hand, it's a great athlete to have on ECW. A guy who could realistically win the television title, maybe even go down to Cruiserweight and realistically win that, and in the next week, go in the main event and give us a 15-minute thriller against Adam Cole. 100% that could happen. Goto, on the other hand, I see big things. I was talking about future. You know, I was talking about how I lost some of my future stars in Jay White and O'Reilly. Boom. I gained one. I think Goto's a star. Not even been in this universe a year, or may have just ticked over a year. And I think Goto's an incredible athlete. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him, and I think it could well be a future that one day does have the ECW Championship on it. Kofi Kingston, a new career for him on ECW, and Kingston told me that on ECW he wanted to live up a little bit more, he wanted to play up to his brethren in the New Day a little bit more. Of course, Woods and Biggie on NXT, and I said, you know, you can go ahead, you're on the roster, you can do as you please, Kofi. And that's why you see the New Day jacket. I think he caught up with them over the last few weeks with the busy schedules that we have. I imagine you might go see them again, because we're only in Philly, not that far away from the Hammerstein Ballroom for Kofi if he wants to go and see his friends again. Kofi, though, has to focus not on seeing his friends, But on this match right now, definitely can't overlook Goto. This is going to be a good one. Showcase of talents. Now that these guys right now have a match settled, and they're not going to get a title match either at Living Dangerously. Crowd pretty on Kofi's side. But, you know, they're not going to get that because we're about to sort out every single title match. We already had 2 of them sorted before a punch was thrown or before a collar about tie-up was made this evening. Suzuki just set up is challenging Coren, and of course we have that big 6-man battle royal coming up later on this evening. Well, up next, actually, in our main event, to determine who will meet Seth Rollins for the title of Living Dangerously, but it's still a chance for these guys to show that maybe they deserve to be on Living Dangerously in another kind of match. You know, Money in the Bank is only a month and a half away. Maybe it's time to plan things out for that one. And a match like this could certainly help me decide who I want to put in that Money in the Bank ladder match. It's been Raw for the last 2 years. I think both myself and SmackDown Live are looking desperately to break that egg, to break the record, and to stop Monday Night Raw winning it for another year. Great call about tie-up from these guys so far. Great wrestling while I was in the middle of talking there. Good counter by Kofi. Drop toe holds him down. Has him now digging the knee into the back. Goto being held up a little bit in the ropes there. That's just going to press the ropes into your chest. That's going to not do well, that's not really going to help you out that much, is it? Big uppercut there, and Kofi now a little bit in control in this contest. Nicely worked cheer from Kofi. Big knee in the gut there. Got an early start on Goto, the former Intercontinental Champion and the former United States Champion, clashing. Kofi looked for a big flying splash in the corner. Goto counters. Great back and forth from these guys so far. Pleasure to see them on ECW. Cannot deny that one. Kofi in now. In trouble, rather. Lovely brainbuster from Goto. Wait a minute, what? Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm receiving reports. Have we got a camera? Yeah, we got a camera back there. We're going to go backstage now. Apparently there's something regarding Johnny Gargano and Drew McIntyre going on backstage right now. We got a camera set up there, and it's, oh my god, it's McIntyre assaulting Gargano. Gargano, these 2 men were supposed to meet in a battle royal later on this evening, but for Gargano that might not come. Future shock onto that concrete flooring backstage. McIntyre levels him. Gargano out. McIntyre stands tall. Oh my goodness. Security on their way. Medical assistance on their way as well for Johnny Gargano. But a sickening attack there from Drew McIntyre on Johnny Gargano. For no reason whatsoever either. No reason at all he assaulted him. Gargano down though, and he might not be able to make the Battle Royal. He might have just been screwed out of a chance at Seth Rollins because of Drew McIntyre. Ushigoroshi meanwhile from Goto as this match continues on. There's the cover. Kick out from Kofi at 2. It's not looking good for Gargano right now. He's not responding that well. I'll try and get more information on it as soon as I can for you. I'll do my best on that one. But as for right now, Goto win! GTR! In the midst of everything, Goto strikes GTR on Kofi. And this one is over. Kofi beaten. Goto your winner. Good work from Hirooki Goto in his ECW debut. I wish I could have talked about that match more. But instead, all I'm left talking about after this match is the vicious assault backstage. Johnny Gargano. McIntyre leveled. Gargano. I don't think he's going to be in that Battle Royal tonight. McIntyre doing whatever it takes, it seems, to make sure that he gets back on top, that he gets back to another shot at the ECW Championship, even if that means taking out a guy like Johnny Wrestling. Goto your winner though, and I hope there's another opportunity for him in ECW where he can shine and we can all see what Goto has in terms of his in-ring talent, but tonight just simply wasn't that night, and Goto, as long with Kofi, had no part to play in that being the case. And I think the crowd saw what happened, and their reaction to Drew McIntyre tells the story. A chorus of hatred, a chorus of boos towards the member of the British Empire. McIntyre, wait, okay, thank you. I have been told Gargano cannot compete. There's no way he can compete. He can't stand on his own 2 feet right now. This will, as a result of that, have to be a 5-man battle royal. Gargano screwed out of an opportunity for the title by this man. And all of a sudden, I think, this man has just become primary target number 1, as it will be 5 men competing for the shot at Seth Rollins and a shot at the ECW Championship at Living Dangerously. McIntyre challenged for the belt at the Royal Rumble. Came close, but was beaten. He believes, he must believe, that this time is his time. The 3rd time will be the charm. That he will take the title away from Rollins. This time around, he will be ECW champion. And he starts that by taking out Johnny Gargano. And maybe that does all end when he has the ECW championship in his arms. When the British Empire hold the biggest gold that they can on ECW. That'll all start tonight for Drew McIntyre. Don't forget, McIntyre as well last week showed himself to be an incredibly important piece of the puzzle in the draft. Won the Battle Royal. And, well, we did pick up Miz, who I sent down to NXT right away. But, who else did we get from? Yeah, that's who we got from it. That's right. Randy Orton. Orton back on ECW for the first time in, God, years now. It's been a while since we last saw Orton on you, that's for certain. But nonetheless, Orton back, you know, I've talked a lot about tonight about planning for the future. And the reality is, even if you want to plan for the future, you still need some guys from the present. You still need some guys who can give you the matches that you need to show why ECW is the A show. And I think I think Orton, along with Triple H, are 2 of those guys who can do that right now. And I would argue there are guys who are on the cusp of being that huge name on ECW that I believe them to be. Sadly, like Drew McIntyre. Nevertheless, Randy Orton ready to go in this one. 1 less person in the party, 1 less person for Randy Orton to have to eliminate if he wants a shot at Seth Rollins. Don't think ever seen Orton and Rollins in a one-on-one matchup. Matter of fact, well, we've seen Orton, we've seen McIntyre, Rollins, Cole and Rollins, of course. I don't think the other 2 guys have had a shot at Seth Rollins in a one-on-one match. Could be wrong. At the very least, they've never faced off for the ECW Championship. That one is a given. Orton, though, been an interesting few months for him. Started this series by moving to Raw. Moved to Raw. He had some good success. And now, on ECW as a result of the draft, it's been a topsy-turvy few months for him. But I'll tell you what, if you want to talk about some of my favorite picks of the draft, I think 2 of them are in this match right now, in all honesty. Tell you what, though, this guy certainly pulled a big number in the draft as well. Adam Cole showed that despite his defeat in the main event of WrestleMania, despite the fact that he still has not kicked away the idea that he's a quote-unquote choke artist, he can never win the big one. Acquiring Triple H from Monday Night Raw and in the process beating Marty Scurll must have felt oh so sweet for Adam Cole. A year. He has waited a year to do that. He has waited a year, well, maybe over a year, to beat Marty Scurll when it matters the most. And he did it. He did it. Cole now looks forward to the future. And the future could well be another match with Seth Rollins about a month after their WrestleMania Classic. Asked, of course, just after WrestleMania what your match of the night was. And everyone, and by everyone I mean about 3/4 of you, said Cole versus Rollins. And Adam Cole would love to make history again. He would love for this one to be the one where he does win it, where he does take that ECW championship away from Seth Rollins. I do wonder how banged up those 2 guys were after WrestleMania, though, because what a match it was. What a match. Almost half an hour they went at it. Almost half an hour they tried to win. It was absolutely incredible. Speaking of absolutely incredible, one of my favorite picks from the draft, not in terms of the future I get out of this guy, just as a fan. Triple H on ECW. It's a match made in heaven. It really is. The game, the A show, me, I'm gonna have a whale of a time. For those, of course, who don't know what I'm referring to, simply put, I'm a big Triple H fan. Yeah. I mean, in this business, the last thing you want to be is a fan. But I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. I was beyond happy acquiring Triple H in the draft. And Triple H versus Seth Rollins? Are you kidding me? You gonna try and tell me you wouldn't watch that match? You want to try and tell me it without lying to my face? Well, here we go. We have 4 men in this matchup. Johnny Gargano will not be here. The 5th man is going to be on his way out in a moment. Like I said, I'm not revealing it to you. I'm not going to say anything. I haven't even given you a hint as to who it could be. I'm very good at this. I'm very good at keeping quiet. Kinda. Anyway, Triple H about to enter the ring here, ready to go in this battle royal, hoping that he will be the last one in the ring, that he can throw the other 4 men over the top rope and bring himself to living dangerously to his opportunity against Seth Rollins. Those other 3 on the outside are looking for the same, and of course there is one other guy looking for exactly the same prize. Triple H soaking in the reaction from this crowd, the Philly crowd not favorable to him. If I had to pick they're probably on the side of Adam Cole again. However, one more guy is left to come out, and I might be inclined to say that the mood might change. The favorite might change in this arena. Triple H really soaking in this reaction right now, though. I think his theme is looped over for a second time. Cole, Orton, McIntyre all watching on the outside, all ready to pounce the moment this bell rings. However, there is one guy left. This is why we're the A Show. Welcome, Tyler Bate to ECW. The former NXT champion. This is why we're the best. Tyler Bate belongs to ECW, and you cannot tell me that isn't one of the best moves of the entire draft. Bate, an NXT champion, for almost 6 months. For almost 8 months, my apologies. The reason why Coren was removed from NXT. The only man in this universe to have beaten the Velveteen Dream, and he did it twice. This man is a giant killer. This man is one of the very best talents, not just on NXT, not just in this universe, in the world. And to act like it's just another name would be asinine. Bate belongs to ECW. We have acquired, I'll say it, we have acquired the best NXT champion of all time. Better than Okada. Better than Coren. Tyler Bate belongs to ECW. And here tonight, he has the opportunity to take home an incredible chance. A chance at living dangerously. Maybe I shouldn't have put those Triple H chants in artificially. Anyway. Tyler Bate has the chance to take home an incredible opportunity. Imagine the greatest NXT champion in the history of this universe versus the greatest champion we've ever seen. Imagine. Tell me Tyler Bate versus Seth Rollins doesn't sound like a WrestleMania caliber match. Of course, there was a guy who did have a WrestleMania caliber match, who had the WrestleMania main event with him, with Seth Rollins. Still in this ring right now, and he wants another chance at glory. He wants another chance at all. This should have been a 6-man battle royal, of course. Johnny Gargano taken out by Drew McIntyre, who just got taken out by Bate with that lovely Saito suplex. Orton and Triple H brawling in the ring right now. As you see, no referee. It just works like any other battle royal. Over the top rope, both feet touch the floor. You are eliminated. We saw a lot of these last week. Last man standing in the ring goes to the main event of Living Dangerously to face Seth Rollins for the ECW Championship. Bait in, big neck breaker on Drew McIntyre. Battle royals usually take a big shift when one guy gets eliminated. You always have to keep yourself posted because you never know who that guy could be. Especially in a ring like this. I mean, incredible stars from top to bottom. Big uppercut from Bate. Super kick to Triple H as well. Tyler Bate taking matters into his own hands. Orton and Cole with a right ding-dong in the corner, but there. Those two men really fighting it out with one another. Perhaps trying to get the first elimination. Like I said, the first elimination is key because bodies can start falling pretty quickly to the outside, and it gives you a great spirit of momentum to bring you on in this battle royal. Downward spiral from Cole to Bate. Triple H trying to slam McIntyre. Not much happening there. Cole in on Triple H. Nice suplex. Orton with one of his own to McIntyre. Snap suplex as Bate recovers underneath the bottom rope right now. Safe position. Can't get eliminated there. Speaking of getting eliminated, Triple H might just be about to have it. He's teetering up there. Great strength from Adam Cole to be able to pull that one off. But Triple H hangs on. Now the boot from Cole. No, Triple H with double elbows escapes his way out of that one. Another neck breaker from Orton in this contest. This time to McIntyre. Everyone trying to soften up their opponent. Everyone trying to get their opponents weakened so that they can get him over the top rope as quickly as possible. Orton in a bit of trouble here. Teetering. Now Bate, the big strong boy, taking matters into his own hands. Going to try and throw him over that rope. Just like Triple H, he's able to sit down on top of that LED board and that apron and hang in there, clubbing his way out of that one. Triple H and McIntyre resuming their fight as Cole recovers underneath that bottom rope. As I said, though, McIntyre definitely going to be primary target number one. Especially, I would argue, to Adam Cole and Tyler Bate, because they would not stand for seeing such a thing that happened. Wait a minute. Oh, Triple H in trouble. I thought he was about to be eliminated, but it's just as bad. Vintage Orton, rope hung DDT. And people just stand by and watch after Orton connects with that big move. Orton about to connect with one bigger, though. The Viper looking to pounce. RKO to Adam Cole. And the Royal Rumble winner in trouble. Only two men stand in this ring right now, and they're slugging it out with one another. Triple H and Randy Orton locking horns, firing at one another. Yeah, Triple H trying to get rid of Randy Orton there. Oh, what a flip kick. What a kick from Tyler Bate. Randy Orton in trouble. Went over the top rope and hangs on in there. Cole with a back elbow. Make sure that he won't be eliminated. Big DDT. The crowd is very interested in watching this match here this evening. They want to see who is going to face Seth Rollins. Everyone has a vested interest in it, of course. High knee there from Triple H. Randy Orton caught with it. McIntyre in trouble. He's teetering. Cole, though, not looking to eliminate him. Not too sure why Cole didn't get the elimination there. Didn't try and get revenge for Johnny Gargano. It's left him in trouble. Big headbutt from McIntyre. Triple H now in trouble. Orton and McIntyre working together, trying to eliminate the game. Triple H is the first one out. And then there were four. And the bodies may start to fall. And one of them could be Tyler Bate. Bate in trouble. He's teetering. Sent over the top rope. Cole trying to get rid of the NXT champion. Randy Orton gets rid of McIntyre. Orton getting revenge for Gargano. The Viper eliminating him. Both men, however, couldn't eliminate Bate. Down to 3. Tyler Bate still in this one. Oh, side dropping. Breakbuster there from Cole. Orton in trouble. Goes out of the bottom rope right away. Genius there from the veteran mindset of Randy Orton. Bate and Cole still doing battle in this ring now. Back elbow from Tyler Bate. Cole sent over the top rope. Oh, that was dangerously close. Cole, of course, has the best expertise in this one, having won this year's Royal Rumble. He knows how to hang on in there. He knows how to make sure that he can go all the way. Gets himself back in this ring. Super kick from Bate takes him down. Orton getting up to his feet slowly. Bate having eyes on him here. What will Tyler Bate do here? Hard shot in the face. And wait a minute. Tyler Bate. Bate in. Exploder. And Orton's gone. Then there were two. Then there were two. Tyler Bate and Adam Cole. One of these two men is going and living dangerously. They're going to face Seth Rollins for the ECW title. And it's going to... Oh, he's teetering. It's going to be Bate. It's going to be Bate. Tyler Bate wins it. Tyler Bate will face Seth Rollins for the ECW Championship. From one WrestleMania main event to another. Two of the greatest champions in this universe will square off a week on Sunday. Bate celebrating the win, and here comes the champion, Rollins. Bate face to face. The A Show is back on top.